Well, if you're tuning in live, just about to see the first of our semi-finals over the best of 9 frames. Kurt Dunham, the Oceania champion, is playing the 2012 6 Red Snooker champion, Les Higgins, in the first semi. The referees will be Adrian White and John Fraser, whilst Dallas Fry, one of the local players and officials, will be on the scoreboard. Not quite sure what to expect. Les had a titanic duel with Zach Shrewsbury. He got up 4-3 with a terrific out when Zach looked like he had the match. So it'll be interesting to see what the former champ can pull out, because Kurt has obviously been playing well. We're just waiting for the officials. I believe Rex Swain will introduce the first semi-final. I'll get a few cameos sometime during the commentary. I know Luke Webb is probably not in the mood to talk straight away after going down in an epic contest to Carl Barrett, but we'll certainly chat to him. He's obviously one of Tasmania's leading cures in both forms, snooker and 8-ball. So I'm just about to talk to Andrew Saltmarsh, and he'll give Rex Swain the cue to introduce the two players. Salty's done a magnificent job. Of course, Tas Q Sports, we're starting to live stream the 8-ball, all the pool contests, and now of course this experiment here this weekend with the Australian 6 Red. Can't say enough about the sponsorship from Monson Logistics. We've got them on this year and we hope to keep them on as a long-term partner, and of course Steadfast Taswide, our major insurers and sponsor of the all the associations and the Tasmanian Billiards and Snooker Association, and they're great supplier of Bogues beer. Bogues have also chipped in to make this tournament, this particular weekend, every success. In case you can't recognise the dulcet tones, it's Rob Higgins. Going to be a little bit awkward. I'm not biased, obviously, but I'm hoping that Les puts up a spirited contest against Kurt. Kurt's just about to break. First frame. You might notice on the bottom of the screen that it says the best of 7 frames, but of course it's best of 9 frames, so I'm sure Andrew will change that shortly. I'll probably have a bit of a chat to Parvy Sims a little bit later on. She played in the tournament and a little bit unlucky early. She drew Kurt Dunham in the first round, and that was a little bit of an experience. Got Teresa Witten from the Australian Billiards and Snooker Council, and I'm sure we'll hear from her a little bit later. A little bit of a ragged shot by Kurt, but it's turned out too badly. Probably the first real live chance here for Kurt. He's been potting some big bombs early in the week. I expect him to probably dob this one and then be right on the black. Be interesting. There you go, male liar out of me. Left it a bit awkward for Les. He's walking to the table with a little bit of a smirk or a smile. I'm not quite sure which one. once again, Tas Q Sports have done a magnificent job in bringing all this to hopefully a number of viewers in Tassie and indeed hopefully across Australia. Of course, 3 hours behind in Perth, so some of those guys like Adam Wyatt and co are probably only not long out of bed, but I hope they tuned in. This is having a good look-see about this. One loose shot here, of course, in this form of the game, 6 red, and it's pretty much curtains. Yesterday we had a highlight when Carl Barrett made a 75 clearance, which is a maximum. Les has played safety. No, he's left a little bit of wiggle room. He would have preferred that to have been right on the bottom rail. For those of you who have just tuned in, it's Kurt Dunham versus Les Higgins. Kurt Dunham, the reigning Oceania snooker champion, and of course Les, 20-time Tasmanian snooker champion. He won the inaugural 6 red event in 2012 at the Mounties Club in New South Wales. Hasn't been playing a lot in recent times. In fact, was a late entry when entries were extended after he was adamant he wasn't going to play. Seems to have got better as the tournament's gone on. He's run a little bit too far off that red. Good opportunity. He may elect to cut it back. I'm watching on the TV table, so I can't really see it live. Nice black, giving himself an opportunity. I'll be joined shortly by my sparring partner and colleague, and Terry Collins, of course, our renowned referee. He's been all over the place over the last few years refereeing. Well, Les is on the board, and that's always a comforting thing in these semi-finals. As I said, 6 red. Only a couple of mistakes and she's all over. Kurt's surprisingly started a little bit loose. He's had a couple of matches on this particular table. This is the bar table at the Launceston Workers Club, or table number 4. But you can see that it's the best opportunity for all the camera angles and all that kind of thing. The billiard room, if you can imagine, is upstairs off a ramp with 3 tables. The club has done a magnificent job on just refurbishing the event and the venue. Really good opportunity here for Kurt. I would expect him to make a few here. Nice pot, good weight. Couple of loose threads up around the middle. He may try and chip this one off the rail on the way past. I'm figuring he's going to draw back, which he's done. I'm assuming that red will go past the blue. You're probably obviously getting the same view as I am off the TV. Nice shot by Kurt. You can see a quick end of this frame. Just repeating again at the moment, Adrian White from Launceston is in charge of the first frame. What we're going to do is alternate frames between he and John Fraser, 2 of Tasmania's accomplished referees. Kurt having a good look. I'm assuming that red is probably a bit straight or just off. He's obviously sizing up that red on the far rail for later on. gather a good crowd here at the moment. They're gathered here in the background. Managed to lock off the main entrance, so most of the patrons are coming down through a side entrance, and they're pretty much gathered up behind where I'm sitting, or at the black ball end of the table. Good atmosphere. It's a nice venue. I'm from Hobart, and Launceston turned on the rain for us over the past few days. Sounded like Armageddon this morning with the thunder. Nice putt by Kurt. He's held the ball nicely for that red in the middle. Of course, most of you who've just joined the broadcast, Kurt Dunham, the reigning Oceania Snooker champion, playing the former winner of this inaugural event in 2012 in Les Higgins. Of course, Kurt's off overseas shortly. First Tasmanian born player to join the pro ranks. Of course, the other one was James Gianaris, who defeated Warren King in the 1982 Australian Open Snooker Championship at the Townhouse in Hobart. Seems like an eternity ago. Great shot by Kurt. Probably disappointed with the lie, but he's got a snooker on the yellow if he wants to take it. I suggest in this form of the game that's everything. The foul of the miss is obviously employed in the 6 red, but there is a limitation. After the 4th foul and the miss, incoming player has a couple of options. I suspect, well, I'm thinking, he's just going to wick off this black, so that Les has got no shot on the yellow. He's very much overhit that. Well, it's given Les a chance mathematically. He's checking the scoreboard, and quite clearly he can win. Yellow's the key. He's been banging a few of these in. I suggest if he can stick on this, I'll give him a real chance of potting out. Shades of the old Les Higgins. Perhaps the whites travel a little bit further than what he would have liked, but the first part of the assignment is done. He's potted the yellow. I think Kurt would be disappointed with that safety shot he played. Nice green by Les. Just waiting for my camera angle to update, and I'm assuming that he's on the brown. From here it looks a bit square, but you can imagine I can't quite see the table. I'm in behind a gaggle of screens and cameras. So I'll rely on the sound or the cheer of the crowd, or one of the two. Played it well, needs the kiss. Gets the kiss. Checking the scoreboard, you need the clearance, Les. Two schools of thought. Run around the angles, maybe draw it back, try for the long pink. conservatively. Just might have got a little bit of a kick, so he's asking Adrian to clean the ball. I have to say I haven't seen that much this weekend. Clean the ball, that is. Often get kicks in most forms of the game. Just joined the telecast, the 2016 Australian 6 Red Snooker Championship being played at the Launceston Workers Club. First semi-final over the best of 9 frames between the Oceania champion Kurt Dunham and Les Higgins at the table. Very, very loose shot by Les. Mathematically, Les is still in it, but be bitterly disappointed with that shot. The foul is irrelevant to the game. He needed the pink and the black anyway, but obviously would have preferred to have potted the pink. Watched Kurt over the last couple of days, and this has been his forte, banging in the long one. I can't pick a winner at the moment. If Les has got any sort of angle here, I'll give him a rough chance. Of course he'd be looking to try and take both balls, but obviously pink is the priority. Players are feeling a little bit nervy. First semi-final in this first frame in particular. I don't think Les will get too many more chances. I'd be amazed if Kurt didn't pot the pink. And right on cue, as they say, first frame goes to the Oceania champion Kurt Dunham, who leads 1 frame to 0. The best of 9 frame contest. Kurt playing Les Higgins of Tasmania, the winner of the inaugural 6 Red Championship in 2012. And of course later in the action we'll see Carl Barrett, who won the 2014 Oceania Championship, come up against one of the young guns or rising stars also on Tassie, and Alex Pace. Both players fought out the recent Australian Under-21 Snooker Championship played at the Brunswick Club. So that will be a very, very interesting contest. Alternating the referees, and John Fraser from Launceston will be refereeing the second frame. Les has uncharacteristically played a very poor break. By his standards, he'd be bitterly disappointed with that. Given Kurt the opportunity to seize the initiative in the second frame. Once this semi-final is concluded, the next match will come up between Carl Barrett and Alex Pace, and of course later on we'll play the final, the National 6 Red, over the best of 11 frames. Glancing around the room at the moment, and a few of the old faces have come to the fore, and I'm looking at Robin McAnulty, who's been a legend in billiards and snooker for as long as I can remember, and I've been in it for 38 years, so it's great to see Macca looking so well. Meanwhile, Kurt's potted the black, as I thought he would. That's why I took the time to turn around and have a look at Macca. Sitting with his old mate Peter Donati, well, not so old. Pete's giving me a rather big stare. I'm in a cosy spot here. They've got a wood heater burning and I'm in close proximity. Not that it's cold here in Launceston, mind you, but I seem to have all the creature comforts at hand. That's one less black he can get, I guess. But you'll take that, obviously. He's made a good posse on the black ball. Nice pot, nice position by Kurt. Should be able to chip some of the red out, I believe. No. Just in case you're wondering what happened in earlier quarter-final matches, Kurt defeated Gary Elliott from Launceston 4-0. In a cliffhanger, Alex Pace defeated Graham Pickett 4-3. Les obviously got up in his quarter-final match against Jack Shrewsbury 4-3 when he looked to be down and out. And of course Carl Barrett, the winner of the 6 Red Championship in 2014, defeated Luke Webb, Tasmania, 4 frames to 2. Giving Les a chance here because of the foul miss situation. I'm tipping Les will pot this red. He may then look for the snooker, particularly where the red is behind a pink. Interesting to see what his thought process is here. Obviously he's played in a good position to pot the blue and disturb the red, but because the foul and the miss is the way it's applied in this tournament, it's an automatic. Every miss is a foul and a miss. Players have been looking at this option a lot. I'd suggest there is an awkward snooker coming up for Kurt. There's obviously weighing up the options. Remembering, of course, that player pots a red, they cannot roll up behind the colour, otherwise that's a foul in this form of the game. Quite a few people have gathered here and it's a very good atmosphere. Everybody's gone very hushed. This has played it pretty well. Interesting to see if he's covered that. He's certainly covered the angle, I think, in one direction. Kurt would be looking at least 2 cushions. Just joined the coverage for the semi-final, best of 9 frames from the Launceston Workers Club in Tasmania. We've actually had some rain in Tassie this week, unbelievably. It's been a very, very, very dry spell. And rain is badly needed over here. I suspect that's dropped short from my angle. Well short. I don't think Les will hesitate in putting him back. John Fraser's checking for the free ball option. Pretty much knew that. I think that was a crowd tactic. Everybody knew Les was having it back. Just caught a glimpse of Royden Bishop, one of our former great past players in the room. Does all the maintenance at the Launceston Workers Club. I think Kurt showed his hand. He's definitely going to try and come up behind the back and just drop onto the red. Played it very well. Great shot from my... Can't tell from my camera angle whether Les can actually drop onto the pink with the white, but you'd have to say Kurt would be pretty pleased with that. This has played it quite well. Should be a pretty simple one for Kurt to navigate, but of course it's where the red is going to finish up. Providing he hits it and it travels past the middle, I guess he'll be pretty happy. Because he's looking at going across the table as well. Just reminding everybody that Monson Logistics is a major sponsor of this event in 2016. Bruce Monson. Nice shot, very nice shot by Kurt, good weight. Given the left, no width. Won't be so happy with that. Repeating, Kurt Dunham, the first Tasmanian-born player to turn professional. The second one was James Gianaris, but obviously not Tassie-born. Nice shot by Kurt. The scoreboard's going to be Les's enemy shortly, so Kurt's just glancing, weighing up his options, whether he's going for the cut or he's going to play safety for snooker. Looks like from my camera angle he's going into the middle. Which he's done, good boy, didn't make a liar out of me. He shot to nothing on the double for safety. No, it's gone safe down behind the colours. We've still got a cover from here. Mathematically, Les, like in the last frame, can win with all the colours. Of course, his first obstacle is this snooker. Giving Kurt a tiny little bit to play with. Yeah, pretty tidy shot by Les here. He's got the pace. It's died on its run. Once again, I'd like to thank our sponsors on this year: Monson Logistics, Steadfast Taswide Insurance Brokers, and of course Bogues, a famous Australian brewer. We're live streaming out of the Launceston Workers Club in Tasmania. First semi-final, best of 9 frames between Kurt Dunham, the Oceania champion, former 6 Red champion in 2012, Les Higgins of Tasmania. Kurt Dunham took the first frame 1-0. Has a handy lead in this. Obviously Les needs the clearance, otherwise we'll be facing a 2-0 deficit. Can't quite see it from my angle. Nice putt on the yellow, but the green, not sure if you can actually get to the green. Having a good look, the referee's having a good look, which is usually an indication that it's an issue. Referee for the second frame is John Fraser from Launceston. Dallas Fry on the scoreboard. Frame is delicately poised. The green is obviously the key. Green means Les requires snookers. And of course if Kurt pots the green, Les will be in trouble. Against the C in the wide shot on the right hand of your screen. Alex Pace just in the doorway there with his mum, because Alex will be up in the second semi-final after the conclusion of this one, going in against Carl Barrett, which will be a replay of the Australian Under-21 Snooker Championship played recently at the Brunswick Club in Victoria. Kurt's given Les a very live chance here to drop a snooker. I'd be amazed if he didn't get something out of this. Having said that, Les has looked quite rusty during this tournament. He's obviously got better as the tournament's worn on, otherwise he wouldn't be at the semi-final stage, but fair to say in a couple of his matches his safety has probably let him down. Sort of travelled on a bit to me. If you can imagine where I'm sitting, I'm watching what you're watching at on your iPad or your computer. I'm not actually seeing the table, so sometimes the angles can be a little bit deceiving. Just poked its head out. Kurt's having a look. Nice. Just about to be joined in the commentary by Alex Pace, who will be up in the second semi-final at the conclusion of this one. Yeah, good Alex. How are you feeling?
Yeah, pretty good. Just got something big. Relax myself.
Yeah, you and Carl had a terrific battle in the recent Under-21 Snooker Championship at Brunswick Club, so you'd be keen to avenge that.
Yeah, get a bit of payback. I think it should be a good match actually.
Yeah. Thanks.
Solid player.
Pleased with with your form? You played an epic game against Graham Pickett today. What a
Yeah, I
cracking
think I'm
match.
getting better as I get along in the tournament. I just think you don't want to really peak too early. That's why I did the Australian under-21s. Yeah, but I think I'm going all right, tracking all right.
Yeah. While we've been chatting, Les has got down to the pink. There's a live chance to go out here. Tremendous camera angle for this one. Get to see it up close and personal. Played it perfectly.
It's been
Like
a
in
good
that first
clearance
frame.
here.
Had a chance in the first frame, as you know, Alex, but he missed a sitter. Second frame goes to the 2012 National Six Red champion Les Higgins, so frames are 1-1.
This is the first frame Kurt's actually lost for the entire tournament.
That's you're spot on, Alex. So he Les probably touch unlucky in the first frame. He had very real chances to take the first frame, but just failed to capitalise. But he got his opportunity then. So I think he takes it every day of the week. It was fair to say that Kurt always looked to be the favourite in that frame, but it wasn't
Yeah.
they.
Yeah, I think Les has a great chance of actually winning this match. A lot of people would think Kurt, being a recent Oceania champion, but Les is very experienced.
So what's coming up for you in the future apart from today?
I've got England next up. That's for the World 8 Ball Championships.
Oh, yep.
Yep, that's in mid-June. And then get back for the Australian under-18 snooker, which is my last year.
Yep.
It's going to be sad, but...
We're all getting old, mate.
Yeah, I know, you're getting old, yeah. Yeah, no, then after that, I'm not sure if I've decided to go yet, but because of the Australian under-21s, I got the spot to go to Belgium for the World under-21s. Yeah, and also the World under-18s because it's held at the same time, so I thought it's my last year in under-18s, so I might as well.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
It's just
We're certainly playing pretty well, and I'm looking forward to your match actually with Carl, because I can't pick a winner. I know you quite well. I know both your games, and I think it's even money, quite frankly.
I think Carl's deserved favourite, obviously. But he won this 2 years ago, I think it was.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
2 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, 2014. Yeah.
Big, I think he beat James Mifsud in the final.
That's right.
wasn't it?
Yep. And just in case you've joined the telecast, we're live streaming about the Launceston Workers Club for the 2016 National Six Red Championship, sponsored by Monson Logistics, Steadfast Taswide and Bogues. We had 20 players. We're down to the semi-final stage. This is the first of them. Kurt Dunham, the Oceania champion, is playing Les Higgins, winner of this event, in the inaugural event, in fact, in 2012. It's a best of 9 frames, so it's a race to 5. Frames are 1-1 after Les made a clearance to go out. We're into the third frame. The referee is Adrian White from Launceston.
It's a good opening break.
It's a tremendous break. Putting a little bit of pressure on Kurt early.
It's very different breaking the 6 reds. Usually used to the big pack.
Yeah, we've seen you can get some odd breaks too. I've seen some of the players actually make an untidy break, if there's such a thing.
Yeah.
You know, you're often used to seeing the...
That's a great shot.
Great shot. Often seeing the white up behind the green and the brown and all that kind of thing. We've seen a few loose ones this week.
Well, with the 6 red rule, you can't snooker behind the nominated colour. That makes it a lot more challenging. If you might play like a shot to nothing, then you can't just roll up behind a colour. Which,
Yeah, we had a couple of interesting ones yesterday. Where Graham Pickett went for the blue ball, potted the blue, and the blue ran him down the table. And as luck would turn out, it ended up being behind the blue, so I called a foul, and his mouth dropped open, and of course it was a foul.
Yeah, it's just you wouldn't even think about it really.
Unlucky
That's
things.
a good
So 20 points odd later, or he was trying to get out of his own unwanted snooker. So big penalty at this competition. And of course, there's only 75 points up for grabs, and as you know, Carl made that magnificent
maximum break. I know I was
75.
next to him playing while he made it. Huge effort, really.
Yeah. Yeah, in many ways, it's franked the tournament. It's given it some credibility. You'd like to see the break.
Absolutely.
It's like going to the world pros.
Has there been a maximum break in the 6 red before? In national?
I'm not sure you got me, Alex. I'm usually a font of information with these, but I'd suggest there probably has been.
There has been, yeah.
Yep.
Remember, I heard about Hussein Bafail, I think his name is. He's a professional now, but last year in Egypt he knocked in 3 maximums in a row or something.
Oh, right.
Yeah, which is
Great stuff.
yeah,
Yeah, it'd be
it's
good to watch.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. I haven't been keeping up with the World Snooker Championship. What's the latest there? Is the final over?
What was that thing?
In the World Pros?
Is it? Where is it?
The championship just now. Is it finished?
Mark Selby and Ding Junhui are in the final now.
In the final.
Yeah, so Mark Selby got up over Marco Fu 17-15 in what was a very, very long match.
Yep.
I was watching a bit of it last night, which probably wasn't ideal, but yeah, it was. They had the second longest frame in the Crucible history actually. It was 12 all, and they played a safety battle. It was just.
Yep.
Oh, I think it was like an hour and 17 minutes or something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was really long.
Gee whiz, that is a long frame.
And Ding Junhui won 17-11 against McManus.
Yeah. Of course, Marco Fu won the Goldfields a couple of years ago. It sort of set
12? Yeah.
it sort of set his career alight. I was up there. I was lucky enough to be scoring in the final up there, and that was when it was played at Bendigo. And it was good that we were on the World Pro circuit. I'm not quite sure what's happening this year because of the redevelopment of the Bendigo Stadium.
Apparently it's going to be not at the start of the season. It's going to be the end of this season. But so it's not going to be 2016 one, but it's still going to be in the same this season.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm not sure where they're going to hold it though. Yeah.
I should have got you here earlier. You've got a wealth of information. You filled in a few gaps for me. Good on you, mate.
Goes off to England pretty soon, I think.
Yes.
I don't know what, next week or.
I think it is, yeah. I keep calling him a pro, but he's not a pro yet.
No,
Otherwise,
he
he wouldn't be
is.
playing in this. Would he?
No, true.
But we obviously wish him all the best. Former Tasmanian, of course, from the northwest coast.
First ever former Tasmanian to actually become a professional. Is that right?
That's correct, yeah. James Giannaris, of course, not born here, but he turned professional after he defeated Warren King in the Australian Open Snooker Championship way back in 1982 at the Townhouse in Hobart. The halcyon days when we got big crowds to the snooker. We're still doing okay. There's a few that are actually gathering here
Can't see it
today.
on the screen, but like around the side there's
In the background.
people, yeah.
Where we're standing, there's standing room only. I better let you have a break, Alex, so that you can psych yourself up maybe for your next
Thanks,
match.
Rob. Cheers, mate.
Good luck in your semi-final. Get hear it all right? Well, this frame's delicately poised right at the moment. That red is hard to tell from my angle, but it doesn't look like it's on. Kurt's having a good, hard, long look at it. Just about to make a liar out of me, I think, and put it clean. Yep, nice pot. Find it often at these stages, these particular frames, because of the compressed scoring. Even a couple of high colours like a yellow and a black are everything. So he'll obviously, if he pots this pink ball and drops on the red, as I think he will, uncharacteristically jumped all over it. It's given Les a chance. Quite sure what's happening in both these players because they're high caliber players. I'd suggest it's the tension of the semi-final because I would have expected Les to have potted that red. Shot to nothing, I'd suggest. So I've missed that. I went out of camera view. Obviously the red went in. And just reminding everybody that when you pot a red in the 6th red, you can't roll up onto the colour because that's a foul. So ordinarily, in a normal game of snooker, Kurt would hesitate and drop onto the black. But he'll still be able to play a pretty reasonable snooker by clipping off the black and probably getting the snooker behind the brown. So having a good look at what, I'm not sure. A little intrigued to see what he's going to play myself. He's having a good hard look. I was thinking that the snooker behind the brown side of favourite at the moment, but he's probably figuring that Les will probably get it fairly easily. May in fact try and drop over onto the rail, so he's got both options of the yellow and the brown. Trying to limit Les's angles. I'd suggest that's a pretty good snooker. I don't believe there's a gap between the two balls. A little different position from me because I'm often standing around the table refereeing, so you're getting to see it up and close and personal. Sitting here, watching it off the TV, and the angles are sometimes giving you a different perspective on the match. And just repeating the format for this, every miss is a foul and a miss, but it's limited to 5. After the 4th one, the referee warns the players of their 3 options. One is they can play from where the balls come to lay, play from in hand, providing snookers are not required, or of course pass the stroke. Les would be pretty happy with that. It's a reasonable out, giving Kurt something to think about. Kurt's played a little bit strong. Wouldn't be happy with that result. Just in case you've joined us, this is the first of the semi-finals of the 2016 Australian National 6 Red Snooker Championship from the Launceston Workers Club in Tasmania. Kurt Dunham, the Oceania champion, is playing 2012 winner Les Higgins. Second semi-final will be followed by Carl Barrett and Alex Pace, both of Tasmania. They recently fought out the Australian Under-21 Snooker Championship at the Bentley Club in Victoria, so that should be a terrific contest. This one is delicately poised, has to be said, at 1 frame all. A low scoring affair. Whilst Kurt Dunham does live in Victoria, he's actually a former Tasmanian. I had the pleasure and privilege of playing him when he was probably about 2 feet shorter many years ago. Can't remember the result of the match. I'm pretty sure he won. I think at one stage I actually smashed the pack up the back. It was in a what we call a triangular shield match, so it was a little bit of fun, but quite clearly he's come on leaps and bounds, and of course he's one of Australia's elite players now at the moment. I was spot by Les, but I don't know whether he's got any luck. I don't think the green will go in the middle. I might be wrong. He's having a good look. If it does, give him a good opportunity because the yellow is parked around the middle spot. See that nice Monson logistics sign in the background. Of course, Bruce Monson and their company, the major sponsors of this event in 2016. Can't thank them enough from the Tasmania Billy to Snooker Council. It's got the green, and I'd suggest if the old Les Higgins showed up, he would be favourite to take this frame and probably go to an unlikely 2-1 lead, but I won't get ahead of myself. have that over again, he probably wouldn't hit it as hard as he did. Very loose stroke by Les. Where's the green going? Where is it going? Gives Les a real chance. A bit disappointed with that one. Both players are getting some opportunities, but uncharacteristically they're not taking them. Great shot by Les. Nice little angle for a run around. It's the third frame in a best of 9 frames semi-final, so a race to 5. I don't know what's going on. Must be the weather or something, because I would have expected Les to have potted that blue. I think Kurt has got a shot on this. Quite a good safety shot by Kurt. It's not all about snookering in this game, it's where you're leaving your opponent, and with that pink floating around the way it is, and the black orbit spot up the rail, I'd say this frame is very, very much anybody's. Lucky there, Les. I'm not sure he's playing for the old adage, don't snooker towards the pocket. It looked like he was doing that at one stage, but I guess he'll take this. Where's the white going, Kurt? Another pretty tidy result. At the moment, the winner of this frame is a little bit hard to predict. Probably a better shot by Les there. Quite good to snooker. In fact, he's probably giving Kurt the opportunity. Can't tell from this angle, but the blue looks to be on. Well, the blue certainly over the bottom pocket. Yep, Les is looking at the pink, so that's obviously my cue. The blue is potable. I guess if he sticks fat for this, just holds it, plays the pink into the middle. Played it well. obviously the key to these. He's been tending to overhit some of these at critical stages in some of his matches. And of course, this is the game ball, or frame ball, I should say. Third frame has been completed, so Les Higgins of Tasmania has taken a 2-frames-to-1 lead over the Oceania champion Kurt Dunham. Best of 9 frames contest. You're listening to Rob Higgins broadcasting live out of the Launceston Workers Club in Tasmania. Once again, we've got to thank Andrew Saltmarsh, or Salty as he's fondly called, for the outstanding work that he's done with Tes Q Sports. Got an array of cameras sitting up in front of me and TV screens. He's been here like I have for the last 2 days. Sometimes a tireless and thankless job behind the scenes, but I think the pictures that we're sending out of Launceston, if you're sitting at home watching on your computer or iPad or whatever it is, you're watching a good contest unfold. We're into the 4th frame. Les Higgins to break. Our referee for this particular frame is John Fraser from Launceston. Just waiting for Salty to take the scores off for the last frame. Right on cue, as they say. Salty's all over it. Great break by Kurt there. Sometimes the frame can be won or lost with this particular break, particularly in this compressed form of the game, 6 reds. I think Les will be going for this lone red down behind the black, try and drop onto it. Suggested he's played a very, very poor shot. Very poor shot. Just giving Kurt multiple options. Obviously in the foul and a miss situation, have the ball back. He's got that red in front of him, and I'd suggest where those 4 reds are now at the moment. Be very, very surprised he didn't make a big dent on this frame. Played it pretty well. Fortunately, would have been preferred to have been top side of the blue. May weigh up the option of the pink. Of course, he's got the green on to probably run around as well. Suggest he's going back to plan A, which is the blue. Doesn't want to kiss. He's navigated that. Unfortunately dropped a little bit short. He's going to require the rest to play whichever ball he wants here. You're watching the 2016 Australian National Red 6 Snooker Championship from the Launceston Workers Club in Tasmania. Kurt Dunham from Victoria playing Les Higgins of Tasmania. Nice shot by Kurt. Just scrambled in, but nice shot. Red into the middle. Just to be screwing back for the black. stunned for the pink. Probably making for a lousy commentator at the moment. Not tipping two of these too well. No, not on the pink. My camera angle deceives me. Nice recovery. That's it. That's a frame-winning shot by a class player and the #1 seed for the tournament. I'd suggest we're heading to 2 frames all. A nice putt. This frame is just a bit closed out. This will be the 4th frame, and I'd suggest they'll be taking a 5-minute break after the 5th frame. So I guess Salty will let Rex know that, or the referees. I'm not going to believe it, but Luke Webb has just drifted past me, so I might have a quick word to Luke. Luke, you'd obviously be disappointed with your quarter-final loss. You look to be right in it against Kale.
Yeah, it was pretty close, but he obviously too good.
Who's your tip for this particular match? It's pretty evenly poised. It's going to be 2-all.
Both players are very hard to beat, and could come down to the run of the ball a bit here. I think it'll be a shot or two that decides the outcome. Kale would have come into the tournament as a fairly strong favourite, I think, but the experience of Les, and he just knows how to lift in the clutch moment. So
Yeah, that's fair to say. He's kind of looked out of the tournament at a couple of stages, and particularly today against Zach, to get up and win 4-3 to be here in the semi. He was pleased to have got to that stage, just, to have made the semis, given his lack of match practice. That's a very loose shot by Kurt, because I would have thought he would have played a snooker and shot the whole frame down. But
just throwing the kitchen sink at it.
yeah, it might be the weather, Luke. We actually got some rain in Tassie, so this might be doing something to the players' heads. But I suggest you would have been looking for the snooker there every day of the week. Made sure that Les didn't get back onto the table and probably get an opportunity here.
Nothing easy popping set up, but Les will be looking for some sort of solid safety.
Yeah.
Get control.
Yes, absolutely.
Pink ball on the side looks like a nice target to get behind if he can get the. Looks like he's trying to get the red in under it, maybe.
Yep. I
Not
think
like
you're
round
right.
angles.
He's running the white around, up around some of the ball colours, but he's overhit that. Might get lucky here. No. It's pulled up. Enjoyed the tournament so far, Luke, apart from the loss today?
Yeah, I have. It's been a bit different. I haven't played much of the 6 red. It's taken me a little while to get used to. It's very different to the ordinary snooker. You've got to every one miss and you lose the frame, and that's, I suppose, the guys in the mainland, they play that sort of snooker, but down here you can usually get away with a couple of misses, and but at this standard and in this format, it makes it very difficult.
I was just talking to Alex Pace before. We had a couple of curious ones yesterday where someone potted a red and went for the colour, and then the ball ran around the table, and of course it finished up accidentally behind the colour. And of course that's a foul, so we found Graham Pickett, our 6-time Tassie champion, sort of his mouth open when I called foul, but and then he had to extricate himself after the 4th time and get out of his own unplanned snooker. So it's a big penalty.
Well, that's
I think Les has
very
played this
nice
pretty
white.
well. Yeah. Give himself an opportunity. I would expect Kurt, a player of this level, to hit the red. And having said that, there's no gimme at this stage.
no, and the red's finished out and away from the rail, which usually makes it a little bit harder to hit.
Yeah, absolutely. And the new cloth they've got on here, of course, they tend to slide a little bit,
Yeah.
as you know. See Liz trying to crank the old head and loosen up the muscles and get the tension out.
2 cushions here and
Yep. Played it well. That's what I would have expected from the number 1 seed and the current Oceania champion.
Les is 32 down, but it's not a bad spot to be in.
He's still got
If he
an
takes the
opportunity.
blue and clears up, that's a 33 to win by a point. So where the blue is over the pocket, it's a
I think he'd be very
Good
disappointed
option.
with that shot unless this red dot shot on the black, which he won't do. Thought he had some opportunities with those ball colours, but he's still got a fair bit of length. Something for Kurt to think of. Kurt would be
Well, that's
very disappointed.
pretty
Well,
poor
Luke,
shot,
your
that.
prediction is you must be psychic. He's got a rough chance here if he can get back for that blue. We're watching from the TV table, so the viewers on whatever medium you're looking at, you're seeing the pictures we've got. And of course, when you're closer to the table, I'd suggest that red is very, very gettable. Nice weight. So I think we've ruled the blue out of contention. It looks like a black option, which is disappointing because he would have liked to have taken the blue, and then of course the other ball colours, and the pink would have been the problem ball. Now we're playing black and some sort of safety look. Do you think?
It's got to be that way. I think he's too straight on the black to do much with it.
Yeah, he's got no option. He has to put a colour to stay in it, obviously. So he must pop the black. Because you can't rule anything out with Les. Experienced campaigner. Won a couple of Oceania events in both the snooker and billiards, and of course the inaugural winner of this in 2012. So whilst he hasn't been playing all that much, I think it's fair to say the longer he plays or deeper into the tournament he goes, particularly at the Tassie level, the better he gets. So first part of the equation done. The mathematics of it are pretty safe, so now we've got to see what happens. What do you reckon about what they've done with the venue, Luke? Since we've last come up here, transformed it a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good.
Quite good.
Amazing what a wall and a few windows will do. It's made it
Yeah, absolutely.
a completely different playing area. That's a great shot from Les.
It's absolutely. Pressure right back on Kurt. We're just watching this in slow motion there. That little wick on the blue just helped to hold it.
Clearly got the one cushion escape, but off the back cushion, but
Yep.
on the side. But when the white ball's close to a cushion like this, especially on these
Little
newly red
short
cloth
short
tables,
angles.
it's
Yeah.
always difficult. Got to judge the angle and the slide of the ball.
Luke's had an opportunity of being able to, because of his height, look up above and actually see the table above all the cameras in front of me, whereas me, sitting on a stool, I'm relying on the TV view.
There it is, and that's that slide we're talking about, where
Yep.
because it's red cloth.
I'd suggest Les is having this back every day of the week. I thought about it because even if Kurt hits the yellow, there's an opportunity he might poke it up for Les. So. The referee for this frame is John Fraser from Launceston, and Dallas Fry, you can see sitting on the stool, is our check scorer for this. And Kurt's just asking him, he was a little bit tighter if anything else. Referees are never normally this benevolent. Trust me when I'm doing it. Later on we'll see the second semi-final action between Alex Pace and Carl Barrett, which effectively will be a replay of the Australian Under-21 Snooker Championship played at Brunswick Club just recently. Now, Kurt's given Les something to think about here for about 2 seconds, I reckon. I think I already know what his option's going to be, because that yellow is awkward. Just repeating, you can be fouled and missed 4 times, and after the 4th time you get warning, where a number of options come into play. And providing snookers aren't required, ball can be in hand. Player can play from where the ball's come to rest, or you can pass the stroke. Les is weighing this up very much big time. I suggest my first call was correct. In many respects, it's probably a no-brainer, just wear the position. If he'd got any sort of shot on the yellow, then obviously he would have taken it, Luke. But, just having a slight debate about the green, because as everybody knows, all balls have to be positioned as they were before the shot was played to the referee, best of the referee's ability. And unlike in the professional ranks where we've got, you know, your replays in your cams and all that sort of thing, the referee's the Johnny on the spot. Sometimes it's not always that easy to remember where every ball is, because obviously your focus is on the cue ball. You're right, Luke, we're looking at this now from the camera with those little short tricky angles. He's played it well and he might actually get one back.
I think.
Well, Les, maybe your plan should have been to have taken the yellow. In hindsight, no. He's played a quality shot, top shelf stuff. Is the right weight. Return it back on. This should be a simple get for Les. He's got 2 options, Luke. I'm thinking go long, knock the yellow down towards the pink.
I think on the camera it looks easier to come off the side rail, but
Yep.
as you said, poking my head over, I don't think it's actually as easy as it looks. So I think it'll be off the back cushion.
Yep. And the thing is here, if it's the kiss that you're going to get off the rail. It's controlling. I'm assuming the white will come back towards the blue. Send the yellow.
I think of the back
down
cushion's a
at
better
back,
option
yeah,
anyway, 'cause the
yeah.
chance of a snooker back like
That's what was my thoughts. But he's going side rail. There you go.
what do we know?
Yeah,
That's why he's up there and we're here.
that's it. He may be lucky. I can't see on my angle. Well, the
He's got the
camera,
snooker back
camera
up.
just confirmed to us. A little bit lucky there, but again, expect Kurt to hit this. So his short angle, but then of course that's where it goes after that. The pivotal ball is going to be the pink, particularly for Les, if he gets to that stage. And that unfortunately is in an awkward position. Played pretty well. It's got a lot of width. Broadcasting live out of Launceston Workmen's Club, or Launceston Workers Club, I should say, the 2016 Australian National Red Snooker Championship. Major sponsor is Monson Logistics, supported by Steadfast Taswide and Bogues, Australia's premier brewer. We're into the 4th frame. Les Higgins leads Kurt Dunham 2 frames to 1. A race to 5, best of 9 semi-final. What's on the horizon for you in the future, Luke? Any tournaments coming up? I know you're a lawyer now, so I'll be very careful what I say to you.
Not so much, probably just try and get into the state 8-ball team. The tryouts are coming up soonish, next 3 or 4 weeks, so see how we go with that. But of course the Australian 8-ball championships will be held in Launceston this year as well, so a good opportunity to make the side, to put in a good team and see how we go.
Yep. The last time they were held at Launceston Country Club. It was 2008. I had the opportunity or misfortune, I'm not sure which the words are, to actually go up and umpire and at a particular event. Did a few matches, and I have to say it was a spectacular success in the setup. So it's a brilliant venue. It's great to see that they're back there again this year, because we do get a reasonably good overlap of 8-ball players in both Q Sports in Tassie. I guess the same in the mainland as well.
Well, Kurt being a shining example of that, he's won the Australian 8-ball championship, and clearly now showing his colours at snooker. So
Yeah, it could be a little bit of a rare double in the 1 year. Suggests that hasn't been done because the 6 red obviously hasn't been going all that long. The inaugural one was 2012, which Les won at Mounties, and of course Cal Barrett took out the 2014 event. So Tassie sort of to the fore at the moment, and if we can claim Kurt, who's after all was Tassie born, to win this one, I think we're batting above our average. What do you reckon, Luke?
yeah, certainly. That's not happy with that.
No.
Not only has he knocked the yellow over the middle, he's knocked the blue.
Knocked the blue safe as well.
He's
Yeah.
making it a lot of hard work.
Probably an opportune time at this stage to say hello to Frank Jewins, the National Australian Billiards and Snooker Council President from South Australia. No doubt he would have tuned in by now. Ditto to Adam Wyatt in Western Australia. I hope you guys are receiving these pictures nice and crystal clear at your end. Talking with Luke Webb, is one of Tasmania's leading QS in both exponents of 8-ball billiards and snooker. Luke, you're pretty good all-rounder, and Luke went down in a close quarter-final match to Carl Barrett, 4 frames to 2. And of course later on the second semi-final will be played between Alex Pace and Carl Barrett, a replay of the Australian Under-21 Snooker Championship that they played recently at the Bentley Club, so we're looking forward to this. But first things first, back to the action. We're in the 4th frame with Les leading 2-1, but Kurt favoured to make it 2-all. Just a reminder that after the 5th frame the players will probably take a 5-minute break.
Look at the scores, looks like it's fairly low scoring, but with the 6 reds it's actually a high scoring frame, I think.
Yes, that's
We've
right.
got,
It's
yeah,
48
it's
points.
48, so that's 75 with the clearance. So
Yep.
yeah,
So you 62 points. So yeah, I guess we missed a foul in there somewhere. They must have been scoring, Luke, while we've been chatting away. It's got the weight. It's dropped short again. For some reason, this cloth, which was very quick yesterday, seems to have slowed up today. And we're in a fairly open plan venue, Luke, it's fair to say. So it might have been a little cool overnight. And
a lot of rain,
yeah,
as you said earlier today.
condensation.
It's a pretty muggy day.
Yeah. The cloth is definitely, this doesn't seem as quick as it was yesterday. I know it's a new cloth supplied by our CLNS, great sponsors of Q Sports in Australia. Les has tried to hold that behind. If he gets a kiss on the pink, it might come out. So it could be on the black, but he's Luke may be able to peer above the thing, but it appears as though he can wing the yellow.
Oh, I reckon he can do a bit more than wing it, to be honest, Rob. I think he just about put this.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure he can.
Yeah, that's probably.
They had a go.
Well, this is as you would think would pot the yellow, but it's what happened after this. Even if he is able to bomb the green and the brown, his issue is going to be the blue, pink, and the black, obviously. Cashed in the first 2.
I think think Les will be a bit disappointed with that. He got the yellow over the pocket. He had a fair bit of room to play with it, and he could have got a bit further up the table. But
Yeah, absolutely. I have to say, long potting at various stages of the tournament has been great. His safety, a couple of matches I've watched, maybe I'm a bit biased, it's
this will be a
left.
safety, I think.
Yeah, it's a
Even
left.
though it looks like a good pot on the screen. I think he's trying to get the white behind the brown. He's trying
Gone in off.
This is a perennial billiard player.
Yeah. Big turnaround just in the math at the moment. Les can still win mathematically, but of course Kurt's still requiring the brown, even if he puts the green. So all is not lost for the 2012 champion in Les. You'd have to say that Kurt is definitely a slight favourite to win this frame. I expect him. Effectively, as I'd always say to you, Luke, if we were having a hit around on the table, Kurt's black is the brown.
That's it. Brown's the black.
That's it. He's trying to promote the blow. Done a pretty fair job.
Until Kurt nails his brown, but
Yeah. I don't know if that was a look of joy or a grimace from Les. It was a combination of both. Luke's peering above the top. I would say that he's got good purchase on this brown. Now what's happening here?
this is an opportunity for Les
Now.
to do a little bit of damage to Kurt Hughes.
Providing it's not
Can't see-
touching, otherwise he might get a little kicker off it.
Can't see exactly what's happening. but
We've tightened the angle up for us. You're seeing.
it's either a really good opportunity to get a very good tight snooker, or if that's not on, to at least try and move this pink off the rail, and
Yep.
in that case makes Les shorten in a bit for the frame. But he's gone for the snooker, and he's
Played it.
absolutely minced it.
There it is. I think they've swapped names. I think I'm playing Luke.
The wrong Higgins.
Yeah, the wrong Higgins is at the table. I have to say that Les would be
Was he?
bitterly disappointed with that. Just in case you joined the broadcast late, we're into the first semi-final of the Australian National Six Red Snooker Championship. Number 1 seed and Oceania champion Kurt Dunham from Victoria is playing Les Higgins of Tasmania. Les is leading 2 frames to 1. Deep into the 4th frame, race to 5, best of 9 frames. Second semi-final coming up straight after this will be between Alex Pace and Carl Barrett, both from Tasmania. Replay of the recent Australian Under-21 Snooker Championship played at the Brunswick Club in Victoria. And joining me in the commentary is one of Tasmania's best cueists in Luke Webb.
Alex can be seen at the top right of the screen underneath the Kiwi Sports Taz logo, and
You've spotted him.
having a bit of
If he promotes the pink,
some very great effort there.
would have been game on then if he'd have promoted the pink. He's obviously his first assignment is to pot the blue.
It's anyone's game now here. It's a couple of good shots from Les, and he could go favourite.
Just looking around the room, we've been joined by a good crowd, a pretty intelligent and quiet crowd. Bit of a hushed tone, a bit of, I think, probably an air of uncertainty because Curtis looked so dominant through the tournament. First time looked a bit vulnerable. He managed to steal the first frame. Les made a clearance to get out in the second frame, and then of course won the third. Now, as Luke has quite rightly said, there's really only a shot in it.
And now Kale's at the top right of the screen, so those players out there
Those players
before the game.
There's a little bit of head stuff going on there, Luke. What do you reckon?
Games, I'm not
Yep.
sure. I don't think either of them are into that sort of stuff. They just
No.
want to get down and pop balls. So.
I think they're pretty good mates, and to be very fair, they're good friends, and we're really lucky in Tassie that whilst we don't have large numbers, what we have, it's got some quality, particularly in some of the junior ranks, and you've come through that process, Luke, so we've been served pretty well over the years. Les has played an excellent shot. Doesn't matter if he gets the snooker or not. At least he's got some width, mind you. Kurt has an opportunity here. Sort of picking up a bit of speed to me, Luke. I'm just saying how slow it was.
Well,
Game on, as they say. Les is 2 shots away from taking a 3-1 lead.
Les just walking down to compose himself. He just knows the pink's just about certain. He's just got to make sure he gets the cue ball at least somewhere out in the middle of the table, so
Yeah.
he's not queuing on the rail, and then he'll back himself to pot the black from
Yep.
from anywhere. So
Pulled up a little bit for my liking, but he's got a free swing, as they say. Got plenty of purchase. In other words, he can get on the table.
don't want to give him the commentator's curse, but every time I've watched him today and yesterday on a shot to win a frame, he got down and he nailed it. So
Yep.
this sort of shot.
Well, we're going to get a good view here because we're going to see this black heading towards us. Well, now it's going away from us.
Centre of the plate.
And 2012 Six Red champion takes the 4th frame and leads 3-1 over Kurt Dunham and Victoria in the first of the semi-finals of the 2016 Australian National Six Red Snooker Championship being played at the Launceston Workers Club. I've been joined in commentary by Luke Webb, who's just about to depart and have a glass of water. But I'll call him back a little bit later and talk to you soon. Break after 5. Break. Can you tell the refs to break after? Tell them now. Tell them break after 5. 5th frame, just for 5 minutes, a couple of minutes. Yeah, after the end of this frame. Yeah, just tell both players. Yeah, just tell the players. No. Tell them. Yeah, but let them know now that it'll be 5 minutes at the end of it. Yeah. We're back live to air. Les Higgins from Tasmania leads Kurt Dunham 3 frames to 1 in the first semi-final. Race to 5, best of 9 frames. Australian 6 Red Snooker Championship being played at the Launceston Workers Club. Change of referees. Adrian White from Launceston will be doing this frame, and at the end of this, the 5th frame, we'll be having a 5-minute break. Kurt Dunham to break. Looks like a good break to me, Luke.
Something interesting I noticed about the break from Kurt is that he plays the 6 red break the same as you would in a traditional snooker game, coming around the angles and
Yes, yep.
behind the green or brown. Whereas most of the other players, pretty much all of the other players in this tournament, have just played a bit of a thin nick off the pack.
Yep.
6 red seems to be a bit harder to break off. I elected to play the thin nick off every time because I didn't quite have the control to play the traditional break. So Kurt showing again, it's probably got that little bit extra.
Yep.
That might carry them over the line here. Probably just looking to score 3-1. Is that right?
Les leading 3-1. Yep.
I thought that frame actually made it 2-all, so I've got no idea what's going.
Les led 2-1.
Okay. Got a feeling Kurt might fire up a bit here. Sometimes after getting beat, wants to come out and make a bit of a statement. He'll try and pop this out in one visit, I think. From where they are, give him a good chance of doing that.
I think you're right on the money, Luke. This often happens when you poke the tiger, as they say, the top seeds. They dig in, want to make a statement. He's played that perfect. Just in case you've joined the broadcast late, you're listening to Rob Higgins and Luke Webb broadcasting live out of the Launceston Workers Club, the first semi-final of the 2016 Australian National Red Snooker Championship, sponsored by Monson Logistics, Steadfast Taswide and Bogues. Second semi-final will be coming up after this between Alex Pace and Carl Barrett, both from Tasmania. Replay of the Australian Under-21 Snooker Championship recently played at the Brunswick Club. I think he's played that pretty well, Luke. Do you think?
He's always going to land on something.
Yeah.
But that's pretty nice.
I'd say that we're heading to the break with a 3-2 scoreline, because I can't, unless Kurt does something obscure here, I can see him getting out.
And once again, that red ball that is tops the pyramid
It's a very handy, dangerous ball for your snooker later on.
stays behind the pink. I've seen it a lot this weekend where it just stays right there behind the pink.
Yep.
And there's been a few safety exchanges where it's come and decided a few frames where
With the foul and a miss. No.
left him walk, and it's a very hard ball to hit.
Yes, I agree. I think Kurt's weighing up those options. Clearly he'll pot this ball. His option would probably be then to play the snooker, or he might even try and run through this promoted. Played it perfect.
I think Kurt
Quality player.
wants to clear up.
Yep. As I say, you poke the tiger, and the number 1 seed is trying to make a statement here, and his stamp on the tournament.
Taking the pink here means he can't get the 75. But
No.
that feat's been made by Kale this weekend, so I was lucky enough to be refereeing that match. Glad I wasn't the opponent, but I was refereeing, and he never looked like missing, so when he gets it right, he makes it look easy.
Yes, very, very accomplished tumultuous, it has to be said, Carl. So Kurt has pretty much cashed this frame, unless he does something bizarre and goes in off, or Les gets a run of snookers, which suggests is not going to happen at this level. Spoke too soon, or did I call it, Luke? Something, a rush of blood or something bizarre. Same math. Les needs a snooker.
That's a big turnaround, though. That's a 12-point turnaround instead of being
Frame over to
over.
yep.
Les needs one snooker and he's back in it.
Yeah.
Ball's sort of open. Let's give himself half a chance.
Yeah, well, the fortunate thing here, I guess, Luke, is all the colours are on their spots, so you know you've got a lot of places to hide at the moment. So suddenly, my premature result of a 3-2 is
Was it be looking to get something behind the black? Probably the yellow, maybe. Obviously the yellow, but
yeah.
send the yellow down the table and keep the white up behind the brown.
Yeah. You know, in the old days, Luke, and it's still the same adage, you'd always try and hide the white ball, obviously, rather than the object ball. But I think you were right. You've got a better view than me. You're perched. You can see the table.
Can't quite tell it.
Good call. I think Les is going.
On the green. I think Les will be disappointed.
Yeah, I think he'd be a bit disappointed with that. I think his first plan would have been to put the yellow behind the black, but
He's got this
probably take this, obviously.
back Kurt every day to be getting out of this one. So
Yep. One thing at this stage. So he's hit it. Can you see it, Luke, from the actual table? Looks alright from here. The tap of the cue by Kurt confirms that it's a snooker. He's going to massage around this ball. Done it pretty well. I think your earlier call was right, Luke. There's still probably a lot left in this frame, even though on the scoreboard says Les needs a snooker. I won't make any more predictions about what I think Les is going to do with the ball because it hasn't come to playing.
not sure whether he's
I think there's a little gap there.
they've both got their hands on their heads.
Yeah. Kurt's mop of hair is, we're a little bit like you. We couldn't see what happened, but now we can see the state of play.
Kurt's hair definitely not as bad as it was here a couple of years ago. All over the place. Looks like he put his finger in a PowerPoint.
Yes, yes.
Cut it up a little bit.
Maybe you need those sort of trademarks and characteristics to carry you through the game. You need something to stand out from the crowd, I guess. But apart from his prowess with the cue, which has been doing a lot of talking of late. Of course, he's the recent Oceania snooker champion. Les forced into potting the yellow. Generally speaking, the players keep the yellow and the green on the table because they're worth 2 and 3 respectively, whereas any penalty is worth 4. So, but obviously he had no choice there.
Yeah, Les with the option to really pot as many of these as he wants to.
Yep.
The more balls on the table, the better opportunity he's got to
Yeah.
snooker. So
He may pot green and brown and figure that he can probably drop one from the blue. I don't know.
we'll soon find out.
Yep.
I think that this is
Say the green is worth 3 points, but obviously any
I think he's
Yeah. Can't see it from my angle, but it looks like it might have run a bit square. So, no man's no man's land at the moment, so maybe plan A was to probably the green and the brown and then look for something on the blue, but you're right, Luke, the less balls there are, the less hiding places. See a good shot of our sponsor sign there, Monson Logistics, major sponsor of this event in 2016. I don't know, Luke. I'll leave it up to your call. I'm not sure what the plan is here.
This is the white ball behind the black.
Yep.
Just off the side cushion.
Yep. He's overhit it and he needs the kiss on the black, which he didn't get. Would have been interesting if he'd have got a touch on the black, what might have happened.
Just walked in behind me. He looks very keen to come in and say a few words. He's not the sort that I know to hold back on telling everyone his opinion. So Gary, I think, is going to come in and take over from me. I'll go and get a water.
You go and grab a water, Luke, and I'll finish this off because I think it's only a couple of strokes away. He's fluked blue in the middle. So at the moment, he needs a miracle. Of course, he's only one snooker behind, but with only the black on the table, and he's got an awkward lie here. But I guess you never say never. The winner of this event in 2012, in fact the inaugural winner up at the Mounties Club in New South Wales. First of our semi-finals this afternoon, followed by the second semi-final between Carl Barrett, Tasmania, Alex Pace. It's a race to 5, so best of 9 frames. Then followed by the final over the best of 11 frames later on this afternoon. I'd say we're probably in for late afternoon, early evening at this stage. So Kurt Dunham pots the pink, I think. So white starts stopping. And we go to the interval with Les Higgins from Tasmania leading Kurt Dunham of Victoria 3 frames to 2. A race to 5 in the best of 9 frames in the 2016 Australian National 6 Red Snooker Championship. I'm broadcasting live out of the Launceston Workers Club in Tasmania. Our sponsors this year, Monson Logistics, a major sponsor, Steadfast Taswide, and of course James Bogue, Tasmania's finest since 1881 and Australia's premier brewer. I'll sign off for 3 or 4 minutes and I'll be back later to give you some more commentary.
spring. Gary Elliott is back, and the pressure's on. Les Higgins 3-2. Yeah, it could go anywhere from here. Both guys have gone for a bit of a rest. Very exciting snooker here at Lonnie Workers Club. 1,000 people here watching the game. Okay, my mother told me not to exaggerate. 100 times. You should see all the girls in the commentary booth. They're all sitting down in the commentary booth. It's about time they got the mic and said a few words.
is just broken. He leads Kurt Dunham, the Oceania champion, 3 frames to 2. A race to 5. Best of 9 frames, first semi-final of the 2015 Australian National 6 Red Snooker Championship, broadcast live at the Launceston Workers Club in Tasmania. You're listening to Rob Higgins, and shortly I'll be joined by Lionel Young just to chat about a few things. Of course, Lionel instrumental in securing our sponsorship through Monson Logistics. That's not the only reason I'm going to get him up here, but Lionel's been in the game for a number of years, and I just think we should have a chat to him. It's a nice pot by Kurt. I'm just being joined live now by Lionel Young. So Lionel, we're just talking Monson Logistics. Can you tell us a little bit about them? Because they're our major sponsors this year, obviously.
Yes, they're a new time sponsor for our competition, and they're a local Tasmanian company based up on the northwest coast. They have operations right throughout the state and also on mainland Australia.
Wow, that's great. It's good to have them on board this year, and of course our other partners over the last few years, Steadfast, Taswide, and of course Bogues, Australia's premier brewer.
Definitely, and without the sponsorship we just couldn't simply do the things that we do.
No, of course, Lionel. Yeah. How have you enjoyed the tournament so far, apart from the long matches that I got you the referee list? They were most unlucky.
Absolutely fantastic tournament. Great couple of days. Even the people that have lost are all saying, what a wonderful competition it's been, and what it's been a pleasure to play here.
Yeah, I think the Launceston Workmen's Club have got to be proud. They've done some renovations here since we hosted the National Women's going back in 2014, and it's a credit to them, the room.
Yes, and mainly, Rob, all of that has been done totally through voluntary effort by club members and local tradesmen, all pitching in to help at very, very low cost. So again, without the effort of this voluntary support that the Launceston Workers Club is receiving, we again wouldn't be able to do these sort of tournaments.
It's normally the way, isn't it? We'll just come back to the action just for a moment, and we've noticed that Kurt has started his frame in impressive fashion. I said to Luke Webb when he went off the air last time, sort of poked the tiger, Les, when he led 3-1, and so the number 1 seed is just about to show him who's boss, I think.
Yes, Kurt's turned out to be a brilliant young snooker player, very clean potter, a very good temperament, and whereas Les has been around some years and is very wily competitor and knows the game backwards and is always a big threat in a tight competition.
Yeah, absolutely. We were talking on the air earlier that he looked out of the tournament at various stages. He scrambled his way through a couple of the round robin matches, and of course he played an epic today against Zach, getting up 4-3 to win his quarter-final match, and dashed away, some would probably say surprisingly, to a 3-1 lead. But I guess when you won this event in 2012, the National 6 Red, you can't discount him out. But this looks like being an even contest at 3-all.
Yes, very good signs for the Tasmanian snooker scene, with all our younger players also coming through. We seem to have so many emerging all at once, so I think we'll see a lot of the Tasmanian players on the national scene.
Yeah, absolutely.
And beyond.
That's right. Coming up after this match, of course, as I've mentioned earlier, is a replay of the National Under-21 Snooker Championship final played at the Brunswick Club between Carl Barrett and Alex Pace, and I'd suggest that that's an even money match. I know Carl won the event just recently, but Alex could do anything if he puts his head down.
Yes, well, I've been watching both of them play today, and they're both in extremely good form. So yes, the competition that will be coming up later on will be fantastic to watch. But just getting back to Kurt, it's so pleasing to see him playing here today and in the form that he is in. Many years ago, remember well when he joined the team, he was only about 10.
Yep.
And it was quite amusing at the time because just about every shot, including the shots from the side of the table, Kurt had to play with the rest.
That's correct. Yes, yeah,
And,
spot on.
I was talking with him earlier this morning, and he was really amused. He recalls that quite clearly.
Yeah, very, very good family. As I say, I've known Rod and Kathy for a number of years, as you would have as well, Lionel. And it's good to see. We know he lives in Victoria, but we claim him. He's Tasmanian,
Yes.
and the first professional from Tasmania to turn pro. James Dianaris, of course, not born in Tasmania. He's
Correct.
he went into the pro ranks for a while.
But you're absolutely spot on with Kurt's parents, particularly in Rod's case. He was a good player in his own right, of course,
Yep.
and he no doubt would be extremely proud of what Kurt's achieving
Yep.
in the game of snooker at the moment. And of course, it's he's growing into a quite a popular young man on the scene.
Yep.
And I think he has a really, really bright future with his professional career.
Yeah. Yeah, we obviously wish him all the best. He heads off in a few weeks' time, and we've got probably a special announcement at the end of the presentations where one of some local people have pitched in some money to help him on his way. So it's not cheap, as you know, when you're going over there and he's going into the big league, and a few players have done it and they've not done so well and come back and all that kind of thing. But
Yes, you have to give Kurt full marks, for taking on the challenge of going across to England. It's a big move.
a big move.
It's a lifestyle type move for him, and he needs, of course, to be successful, and he's very, very keen to be able to do that. And just having the benefit of having Neil Robinson with him, that is going to be absolutely fantastic. So we all are wishing him the utmost of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Just in case you've joined the broadcast late, we're playing the first semi-final of the 2016 Australian National Red Snooker Championship. We're live at the Launceston Working Men's Club in Tasmania. Our major sponsors for this year are Monson Logistics. We're supported by Steadfast Taswide and, of course, Bogues. The second semi-final coming up shortly will be between Alex Pace and Carl Barrett. That too over the best of 9 frames, followed by the best of 11 frame final later this afternoon. I'm speaking with Lionel Young, who's been one of our stalwarts of the game in Tasmania for longer than I can remember. Lionel, gee, we go back a long way.
Thanks for that, Robert.
Don't worry, I'm creeping up there in in age as well.
The Tasmanian snooker scene and the billiard and 8-ball scene are really strong. I'd say it's probably as strong now as it's ever been. And as we mentioned earlier, the younger players coming through, they just have a completely different degree of confidence than that used to be, where it was the whole tough it out game with lots and lots of safety.
Yep.
Nowadays, the young players, they're just straight into it and no mucking around. They're just taking on all the hard pots.
Yep.
And it's just so good to see that we have so many great players here in Tasmania.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got to thank, of course, Tez Q Sports. Andrew Saltmarsh has done a wonderful job over the last few days, just setting up the live streaming. We almost look like we're in some sort of film studio. Lionel and I actually can't see the physical table we're watching on a TV screen. Luke Webb was lucky enough to be able to peer above the screens and get some live action, because we're getting different angles and all that kind of thing. But Salty's done an amazing job, and it's our way of promoting our game into the future. And the more we can do like this at various tournaments, and more exposure we get, I guess everybody will know that we're still around, Lionel.
Again, Robert, and full credit to Andrew Saltmarsh. He's been responsible for setting up this entire broadcast. I didn't know that he had these hidden talents, and a little earlier today we're sort of working on a new nickname for him. But,
Okay.
we haven't got one yet, but we're working on it.
Let me know.
Full credit to him. He's done an absolute marvellous job.
Yep. It's he was here from dawn till dusk, as they say, till stumps, obviously keying in the live results. We had live feeds so everybody could check the results as soon as a match was played and all that sort of stuff. So
it's interesting seeing the match going on at the moment with Les Higgins. He's obviously behind and needing snookers.
Yep.
And to see the experience that he's now showing, trying to put Kurt into snookers from here and there, but there Kurt just spots a long green that was perhaps a little lucky.
Yep.
But a very crucial ball in the match.
Yes, absolutely. We've just gone into a 3-all scenario, so Liz has conceded that frame. We've just got an update from Luke Webb that the next protagonists in the next match, Carl and Alex, are having a warm up outside on the other table. So look forward to that match. Lionel, I think have you got other commitments that you need to do, or do you want to stay on here for a little while?
No, if you wish to continue without me, I'm happy about that. I do.
No, I'd like you being here. Don't worry.
Thanks for that, Robert.
I'll give you another frame. How's that?
That's fine.
We'll go for this frame, and then you can go back, because I know Darren's over there, and you want to go and have a chin wagon.
Yeah, just been taking care of Darren Young.
Yes.
Son Darren Young.
Yep.
He's the state manager for Monson Shipping, and it's great to see him here today. And he was also here yesterday, sort of taking on the competition. And he was telling me that he's absolutely blown away by the standard of the competition and the excellent organisation and the promotion that has been given here at the Launceston Workers Club.
Yeah, absolutely. We pretty fortunate when we come to this end of the island. We're not so good in the south, but we had TV, obviously. We had the Examiner on board, and we had the ABC radio, so yes. Kurt was featuring. So it's good. Any publicity we get is good publicity.
Yes, it's absolutely wonderful, and promoting the game too, and others, particularly young players, they see it happening and say, well, why can't I do it? And then they get involved, and around the cycle goes.
Yeah, absolutely, Laurie. I've just glanced behind me, and I'm looking at former Tasmanian women's champion Tracy Barlas. She's chatting to her daughter Jenna, just in captive audience. They're sitting on a really, really nice lounge, which I'd like to be sitting on at the moment, instead of this cranky stool. So we've got a really good audience here today, and a knowledgeable one, it has to be said, because they've gone quiet on the appropriate times in the shots. So it's great to see.
And the players are actually taking a break at the moment at 3-3.
No, they've had their break. I think Kurt's probably gone to the toilet or somewhere. Yes, he's waking his way back through the crowd. He's coming up from behind us, and he'll probably come into view in about 5 seconds. There you go, right on cue, as they say.
Right on cue.
So we're 3 frames on. We've had a change of referee. Adrian White from Launceston, one of our most accomplished referees, is refereeing the 7th frame. I'd suggest this will be a pivotal frame, because it will put one of the players 1 frame away from a victory at the semi-final. A race to 5, of course, best of 9 frames. Kurt will be pretty happy with that break.
Yes, I noticed he uses the same break every frame.
Yes.
And you can bet very solidly that's where that white ball is going to finish.
It's funny you say that. Luke Webb made the very relevant observation. He plays the standard break that you would for a 15 red pack, whereas a lot of the others were clipping thin off the reds, and generally leaving most, not that there's that many reds, but leaving them in the pack. But you can see, you're quite correct, Kurt tends to spread the balls.
Kurt plays with a lot of confidence, and that's something I've noticed in the last couple of days.
Yep.
He doesn't mind taking on the hard shots.
No.
And usually with good results. And it's very seldom that you'll see him smashing up a pack or something like that.
No.
Trying to get a lucky one in. He exercises a lot of skill.
Yep.
Patience, and of course confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. You still having a game, Lionel? You still going around with playing?
Yes.
Seems like we're not going to give it away. We keep talking about giving it away, but they won't let us go.
Don't want to go. No, we're still playing in the interclub competition here in the north in Launceston. We've just finished our billiard season, summer billiards, and next Monday we start a snooker competition, interclub competition, and we have sort of record numbers entered.
Oh, great.
So it's been really, really good.
Yeah.
Very keen competitions here. The snooker comp will run right through until early October.
Yep. That's fantastic. say hi to Frank Johns in South Australia. I'd be disappointed if the Australian Billiards and Snooker president wasn't online watching somewhere, and Adam Wyatt from Western Australia. So g'day to you guys. I hope the pictures are coming crystal clear out of Tassie. We actually had some rain lying over the last few days, which I thought must be the end of the world. What's going on?
Every Tasmanian has been praying for rain for many months now. We've had a really bad go. We've had some problems with the low level of our highland lakes, which support our power scheme here in Tasmania. But it does seem as though the last couple of days all prayers have been answered and the rain is tumbling down, particularly early this morning, and the storms that occurred. But everybody is happy about it.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
we're told there's perhaps another 3 or 4 days of this to come, so that's great.
That'd be brilliant. Yeah, you're quite right. It's been a record dry for Tassie. We're surrounded by water, and obviously one of the first states to get hydro power and be self-sufficient, and now we find ourselves big borrowing, stealing, so to speak. I won't get into the politics. I'll stick to snooker, but.
This is another good shot by Les Higgins. Experience, nice and slow.
Yep, a good little out. He's just put a tiny bit of pressure on Kurt. He can take that long red and come back for the black. He's just weighing up his options.
He's very, very good at these long, straight pots.
Nice shot.
In it goes, perhaps not quite the position he wanted, but he's still good for the black.
Yeah, still. Just reminding everybody it's a race to 5, best of 9 frames. The next match coming up after this will be between Kyle Barrett of Tasmania and Alex Pace, a replay of the National Under-21 Snooker Championship recently played in the Brunswick Club in Victoria. So there's a lot of people that are looking forward to that match because they're both very explosive players, and it's an even money contest. Carl, of course, with his 75 clearance break yesterday, fantastic.
The absolute maximum break in a 6-red game.
Yep.
That's interesting, as I mentioned earlier too, about Luke and Alex out there practicing together. One's pulling the balls out and one's putting the balls in.
Yes, yep.
And they're obviously the best of mates.
Yes, yeah. It's good to see there's rivalry on the table, and of course the camaraderie off the table, and those guys have got it in spades. So Andrew Saltmarsh has just come into view. We've been saying some nice things about Salty. Interesting scenario here. He's got, it appears as though he's got that pot. He may have the pot, but then of course it's, if you draw it and you leave Les amongst these couple of reds down here, and in the compressed low scoring, it's anybody's frame. So he's taking due diligence with this shot. Certainly didn't take any prisoners there. It's a bit of a loose shot, as I determined. He's given Les a chance here to get this red.
Definitely an opportunity for Les here.
Yep, chip one of these bulk colours. I'd suggest he'd probably pop out for the brown or the green. I doubt if he'd stay for the blue on the rail because he leaves himself no option, so I think he's going to pop out here somewhere. Then we've got a couple of spare reds down the bottom where we are standing. Been a great tournament so far, Lionel. There were 40 round robin matches that we played Friday night and yesterday, and exhausting for the referees, obviously, but had fun at the same time and saw some quality matches.
The standard of the competition's been really, really high, and particularly those in the round robin going to 5 frames. Some of those matches were on a knife edge.
Yep.
Most of the time, particularly in the last frame.
Yep.
And the way the players went about it was just, fantastic to be involved with.
You got a cliffhanger last night where the group was still open with Zach and I can't think of his name, it escapes me at the moment, one of our local players from Hobart, and they went 3 frames to 2 and Shane Griffin, and of course it could have gone either way.
Right. Shane played particularly well. There was made, and you know, it was just a great competition.
Yep. I think the best part about this weekend, everybody knows about the foul and miss, and a lot of players are not keen on it, but we've had some consistencies in terms of every miss is a foul and a miss, so that we had consistency across all 40 matches in the round robin section. Of course, the quarterfinals, the players accepted it without hesitation.
Absolutely.
Helped us, in reconstructing shots and situations.
And greatly assisted the referees too,
Yes.
I might say, Robert. There was not a lot of discretion required. It was you miss, it's a foul and miss.
Yep. I think Liz got a good opportunity here. He's seeing if that black will respot, I think.
I think with that foul and miss situation yesterday, I think there was only one incident where they exceeded the maximum number of foul and miss.
Yes. Yep.
And I did see the white ball placed.
Played from in hand.
Played from in hand, yes, which means you can put it anywhere on the table.
Yeah, absolutely. I was talking earlier on with Luke Weber, saw an interesting one. I refereed Graham Pickett's match, and he potted a red, and he went for a blue, which did not a lap of the table. It went around the table, inadvertently came back, and White was sitting behind the blue, and of course I've called foul, and Graham is very unflappable, if you know.
Yes.
He sort of opened mouth, but
Yes.
he realised, because it's a foul, it's like as if he'd have rolled up behind the ball,
Yes.
and then of course 20 odd points later, trying to extricate himself out of a snooker he didn't create.
And that's the other thing too about the foul and miss scenario. The players really take the opportunity whenever they can to play a snooker.
Yep.
And they just don't play a snooker, they play a really good snooker.
Yep,
One that's going to be hard and difficult to get out of.
Yep.
And then in response, particularly some of the younger players playing out of those snookers and using 2 and 3 cushes regularly.
Yep.
Very good to see.
Yep. I think Les played for the black. He looked earlier to say that the black was going to be respotted. Now there's some conjecture as to, and I think they're looking for a ruling from me, so I might just vacate the chair.
Just got Robert Higgins. Something's happened on the table. I'm not sure exactly what's happened, but there is a.
Is it about the respotting of the black, whether it can respot
Yeah,
without touching?
maybe he has touched the red when he's put the black down.
Okay.
Not sure.
Now Kurt's having a really good look. I guess the referee is indicating it's sitting fairly on its spot. It's obviously a close
Good
call.
look, Les.
Les Higgins having a really good low-level look at that black on the spot.
Really important. This
Crucial.
obviously it's
Kurt Dunham having a look.
the difference of the red being on or not. I think.
From where we're standing looking at the screen, the red's definitely not on, but whether the black's on the spot.
Worst angles. Looking at a TV from where we are looking, don't see much of anything.
Les is having another look. It must be a very tight situation. It's still receiving consideration by the officials.
I've got Robert Higgins back into the fold. He's ripping the mic off.
Welcome back, Robert. Please explain to us what was going on there.
I think there was some debate about whether the black would actually spot on its spot. Now Les may have played with the intention of putting the red that was near the black, because obviously he couldn't do that when the black went back.
Yes.
On that, he may have believed that he'd looked at it previously and believed the ball was on, but Kurt's still having a good look at it. At the end of the day, I was called over as the director of referees, but I wouldn't have adjudicated it in any event unless Adrian White had asked me, because as we all know, the referee is the sole arbitrator of anything on the table.
But the referee had positioned the black on its own spot.
He believes
Fairly.
it's spotted, whereas Les, when he played the previous shot, I had noticed when he was observing potting it, he was thinking it was going is there. May have had a stroke of fortune. He's got a red to shoot. That suggests it's a long one. I don't think these reds are available near the black. But what can happen in this situation, because those two reds are near that black line, well, this could be a dodgy situation for the snooker later on.
Absolutely. It'd be interesting to see. Kurt may put this red in the centre.
Yep.
But his next shot may not be to pot a colour.
No, you're quite right.
Close.
Is that a decent look? I won't say it rolled off. We could not say that.
Extremely close.
Well, I suppose if shoes on the other foot now, if Les can dub this red, Les looks like he's got that little bit of an angry look. Spotted it clean. Not sure what plan B is.
Will he take on the pink and move the two reds, do you feel?
He's looking at it, but I think, as I say, because of the compressed scoring and the nature of 6 red,
Yes.
the snooker's in the safety of everything, but no, he's having a good look.
He's having another look at
No,
the pink.
he's on the pink. Looks like a man on a mission. Key ball, because if he can hold it, I think you can see that red.
Yes.
Front red is on. Suggest he threw everything at that.
He may have left an opportunity here for Kurt.
Yeah, this was the red that he was looking for.
It's interesting that we only have one colour on this top side of the table, being the black.
Yes, yes.
And of course the two reds being down here will make it a little bit more difficult.
Yep. I'd say if Kurt pots this red, he'll suddenly become the slight favourite, because I can see Les being in an awkward situation after the next shot.
That's a very good pot from Kurt.
Yep.
And this is of course a very low scoring frame.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's
Kurt on 2 and Les on 9.
he's got the option of, now we know, well we think we know that the red is not on, because we've been through the
We believe that to be the case.
with the referee and the debate about it. So Kurt's option is going to be, does he play the snooker? And that's in an awkward spot, particularly where the black and the red are together, and I'd suggest that's plan A. And of course he's got the green perched up in front of him, but then if he pots that, quite clearly the red's not on.
He may just simply slide past the green and sit behind it.
Yes, yeah.
This is where experience comes to play.
Yep.
And we have Kurt being the much younger player, of course.
He's just going to drop just neatly, so he snookers behind the brown.
That's it. Now here's a tough shot.
Yep. Very bad scenario in a 6 red contest, well in any contest actually, even in the 15 reds, because of the foul limit situation the way it is.
And just using their side cushions, it looks like the centre pockets are going to be in the way.
Yep.
So you may have to look at
Several cushions
at
here.
least 2 cushions.
Yeah,
Without hitting the black, of course.
yeah. That's the other bogey.
And if he hits the red, not to set it up, Robert.
Yeah. So I'd suggest that this shot here, and maybe the
Bottom
next one,
cush, side cush.
since this is no
It's
good,
gonna
if he disturbs the black,
This looks like
he's got a free ball, which is foul.
very
foul
nasty
and a miss.
situation for Les.
So he's in a world of pain at the moment. He's given away a maximum foul. So suddenly Kurt Dunham is now in front, 10-9. And I suggest a little bit more pain to come.
Very, very difficult.
This will be an interesting scenario, because Adrian White has gone through all the setting up before as to what was. Now he's got to recreate it again, getting some friendly advice from some people in the crowd. But,
The referee's taking a lot of time over this.
yes, he is. And to be honest, I'm pleased I'm on the microphone and not out there, because a referee's
Yes.
job is, as you know, Lon, is a tough one. You've got to expect the unexpected. You're always watching
mention the situation with the number of foul misses that could
Yeah,
occur if that does happen here.
There's a maximum of 5, but after the fourth one there's a warning, and then the incoming player, there's a number of options, providing snookers are not required. It can be ball in hand, you can pass the stroke, or you can play it from where they lie. So there's 3 options. So that's your second foul and a miss. For this time, free ball. Adrian should be calling, which he will.
Yes.
So
So this situation is drastically going to change this frame.
very much so. I'd suggest that Kurt's shortening with every shot, unless Les can pull off a miracle. And as we know, in his match against Zach, after the third attempt, got out of a brilliant snooker, which was a frame, and as it turned out to be a match-saving shot.
One thing our referee Adrian White is getting plenty of experience in this particular frame.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And it's great that these guys who've been refereeing for a number of years are getting exposure at this level, because we don't see a lot of national competitions in Tassie. I mean, Terry Collins and I have been spoiled somewhat because we've been to the national scene in Goldfields the last 5 years, and it's great when, and this is the reason why we're using them this weekend, because these opportunities don't come around, and I'm confident they've done a brilliant job, as yourself yesterday
Yes.
with a number of matches, and
Oh.
you'll be up shortly sharing the next
Really
match.
looking forward to it, Robert.
Yes, yeah. Well, it should be a cracking match because 2 young colts, and I can see them with a dash at the balls, and
They've both played brilliantly throughout this tournament, and it's going to be a shame that one of them is going to have to win the semi-final,
Yep.
play off in this final.
yeah,
But the standard they've been playing, it's just full credit to them, and the professionalism, which they've shown about their attitude,
Yep.
And the camaraderie, as you mentioned.
what a great camera shot this is, Lionel. We've seen Monson Logistics
Yes.
displays as it should be prominently.
Yes, we're very pleased. This is a great shot, almost.
Kurt will obviously have this back. Meanwhile, the scoreboard is ticking over. So Adrian's just gone up to Les and explained the options that are available to him now. Should a fifth foul and miss be called.
It's the most difficult shot.
Yeah. And I guess the worst case scenario is here, depending on where he lies, and I suspect Les will hit it firm. He doesn't want to leave a free ball scenario, so he'll need to be top side of that red. He won't want to be finishing, obscurely somewhere near the black. Otherwise, Kurt will have another hit, walk up start.
Yes, he gets to have the option to place the ball.
Yes, that's right. It's going to be close, Les, but I think
like
it's
a
the
black.
black. The score is 29-9, so Kurt will have ball in hand. Oh, it's a big penalty. It's Kurt is obviously picked that white ball up somewhat hesitatingly, but
They just updated that screen score.
Yep.
Kurt on 29.
Yep.
And Les on 9.
that's right. 35 points available on the table, but I suspect that's just about to disappear, and Les's opportunity will have gone in this frame. And will require snookers.
An unusual feeling for the players that are allowed to just pick the white up and go and put it where you want it.
Yep. Strangely enough, when the 6 red was first came into vogue, it was all ball in hand. There were no foul and misses in 6 red, and
Okay.
somewhat surprisingly, it was brought in. I think it was a professional rule, and it made our job a little easier because we had overseeing referees on a number of tables, like adjudicating touching balls and things like that. But then suddenly it was all hands on deck to referee, like as we're doing a traditional match.
It was interesting in one of the earlier matches in the round robin, the player was allowed to pick the ball up and place it at hand.
Yep.
And he placed it beautifully behind the ball, and it looked like the frame was going to be well and truly over, and he actually missed the easy shot.
Oh no. at least two snookers. Is my maths correct? Yep.
It's interesting, in the last 3 frames, Les has required snookers,
Yes. Yeah.
and in one of them he got up and won. With young Kurt Dunham off to England, Robert, that trip, I know we mentioned it earlier, but he was telling me all about it this morning.
Yep.
And just the satisfaction, the confidence in his voice, the appreciation for the opportunity. It's just a wonderful experience, and unfortunately, a lot of the costs he has to bear himself.
Yes.
And the opportunity for sponsorship of these great players is something they're always looking out for.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. It's certainly not cheap, and particularly if you're not so successful. I mean, once you break into the ranks in the top echelon, you're getting to tournaments where you've got guaranteed money and all that sort of thing, and satellite tournaments and the ranking events. So you might turn up and, like at the Goldfields up at Bendigo, the Australian player last year, Terry Collins, refereed his match. Adrian Ridley picked up $10,000. So once you kind of get over that initial hurdle, and if you've got ability, as we know, there's quite clearly a lot of money around the world now in Q sports.
I mentioned to Kurt earlier this morning about how we're going to be able to keep track of him over in the UK.
Yep.
And he's assured me that his dad, Rod,
Yep.
is going to be keeping a calendar.
Oh yes. Yep.
And so I'm sure going to contact Rod and ask him to put me on the email list, because it'll be good to sort of
Yeah.
know where Kurt's going to be playing and sort of follow up on his progress.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure is going to be very positive.
Yeah. No, it's a great idea.
So I'd be pretty confident that Rod and Kathy are listening and watching this broadcast. So could you write that one down for me, please, Rod?
We're expecting a text or an email every now and then. I'm just feeling for my phone, feeling for the buzz, see the vibration. But Les has got a snooker here, but I'd say this is relatively easy for Kurt. But I guess nothing's easy when you're at the semi-final stage of an event like this.
Maybe close. Robert, you'd know about Les's history in the game. He started at a very young age.
He did, probably 13, 14, 15 years old, when we had an 8-ball table. It used to be a prominent pride of place in their lounge room at Summerdale Road at Cadbury, and then my late dad got a knock on the door from a guy that we knew, the name of Eric Wolf, and he said, I know of a coach, his name was Alan Martin, who would be known to you, obviously, who's now deceased, and Tasmania's foremost coach. Les was lucky enough to spend time with a legend in the game by Murdo Donoghue. He was the only player to have made 1,000 break, 147 break in snooker. A former New Zealander, so Les spent a couple of weeks with him. His game deteriorated, it has to be said, when he came back, because Murdo taught him a whole heap of different things, but then he took off, won 3 Australian under-23s in a row, 84, 85, 86, when there were some great players around, like the Greg Jenkins and all that kind of thing, who turned pro, and 17-time winner of the Tassie Snooker Championship, 20-time Tasmanian Billiards Champion, and holds our record breaks, 249 in billiards and 130 clearance in snooker, where he potted every ball. His opponent broke and left him safe, and Les potted every ball.
My goodness, what an effort.
So they're our state records, and of course along the way, 84, 85, he picked up the Oceania Snooker and Billiards Championships, and been to a couple of world billiards in between.
So that's the depth of experience that we have on the table.
Apparently his swan song was going to be when he went to Ireland, when he won the Australian 6 Red Championship in 2012. He eventually went in 2014, I think, with with Adrian, and that was it. He was going to retire, but as you can see, he's back. We're watching him now.
Kurt's taking this long yellow. So Robert, there wouldn't have been too many times that you could claim that you defeated him in a game.
Curiously, when we used to practice, we had a table at Brent Street in Glenelg. One of the first tactics I did when we were practicing together, I'd knock the black and the pink safe if I couldn't pot it, because I knew Les would try and chip it off the rail. And let's say I was a modest, handy player. I could knock in a 30 or 40 if they presented. But meanwhile, Les frustrated trying to get the ball out, and I'd steal a couple of frames.
Good work.
And but then he'd get his back up and make 130 or 120 or something. And
Kurt taking on this long yellow again. So very close.
whilst Les is actually well behind, obviously, on the scoreboard and still requiring a snooker, this frame is far from dusted because there's a few little hidey holes up the top there with those colours. If Les can get a little bit lucky, get the yellow back down this end of the table and get the white up there, maybe game on still.
There he goes.
Which is where he's going for his.
Hit the pink.
He's landed the wrong side of
He's
that.
given Kurt another look at this yellow.
Yeah, I've given him a rap, and he's poked the yellow up for Kurt to put a stamp on this 7th frame.
That yellow is being elusive. And
Jeremy, I think
Kurt-
even Kurt thought that was going in.
he was taking some few
Yeah.
deep breaths at that stage.
Yes.
Les is pushing him away from the table.
Yes, Les is giving me a friendly gesture.
Les thinking through this next shot. Might be a chance. Very close.
So this is definitely a frame over. Just in case you joined the telecast late, broadcasting live out of the Launceston Working Men's Club in Tasmania. You're listening to Rob Higgins and Lionel Young. It's the 2016 Australian National Six Red Snooker Championship. First semi-final is between the Oceania champion Kurt Dunham from Victoria and the 2012 Six Red champion Les Higgins from Tasmania. Best of 9 frames, race to 5. And I'd suggest that Kurt Dunham is going to lead 4 frames to 3.
A little tap on the table there from Les Higgins, acknowledging Kurt's very good shot where he's played a snooker.
I suggest that if Les misses this, that he'll pack up for the frame. No, he's still playing out.
It only been called a foul there because Les needing snookers.
That's correct, yep. Once again, I've got to acknowledge the wonderful support from our sponsors this year in Monson Logistics, and supported by Steadfast Taswide Insurance Brokers and, of course, Bogues. It's a pretty good shot, Les. Take that one. It's one back, but it's a long way back.
Likewise, a little tap on the table from Kurt,
Yeah.
acknowledging Les's shot.
Has to be said, Lionel, and I think we mentioned this earlier, a lot of the matches played with a lot of camaraderie, a lot of laughter in the, or not laughter in the room. There was serious competition in the other billiard room upstairs yesterday, but I don't think it was a harsh word spoken. And obviously, when you get a run and a foul on misses, the tendency is to get quite angry, particularly if someone fluked something. But we didn't see that in their 40 round robin matches.
Have not seen one single instance of anybody being angry. They've all played the game in great spirit.
So Les has got one of his fouls back that he requires.
playing
Yes.
in this competition, but you would have thought that they have been friends for a lifetime with all the other players, and they were meeting for the first time.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
the way they've all become friends and mixed together and enjoyed some laughter and some good times has been just great to see.
Yep. And we had a couple of lady players in the tournament. Pavey Sims, one of the local girls, and of course Teresa Whitten on the Australian Billiards and Snooker Council. And Teresa, a great lady player from many years ago. I think she said she was out of the game for about 19 years.
Yes.
So, and potted some very good. Well, she won her opening match on Friday night against Dallas Fry, from memory, one of the Launceston chaps. And in fact, she played my brother Les in the round robin match, and the scoreline very much belied the final result because they were pretty much all black ball games.
Yes. Yeah, I was actually watched that particular match, and there were moments there where I thought Les was going to be under some extreme pressure.
Yes, yeah, you're quite right.
But the way they rolled, it didn't occur.
No.
But our Pavey Sims, a champion supporter of this club, our club vice president, she's in everything. She's everywhere you go. She's always helping somebody.
And she's about
And
2 feet away from us.
And yes, just to mention that it's not that long ago she decided she'd start to play the game.
Yep.
And she's had a remarkable rise up the ladder just by persevering and playing games and learning from other players. And I think we'll be hearing that name, Pavey Sims, quite a lot more in our competitions.
It's good to see. It's good to see the mix. Good to see some of the women entering. This is not a men's competition, obviously. It's an open
Yes.
event. We've had several women enter the Six Red over the course of its short life.
I should also add about Pavey, she has an absolute solid interest, active interest in steam engines
Oh,
and
really?
trains.
I didn't know that.
Something you probably wouldn't imagine if you knew Pavey, but she has a other side which is practical and out amongst the historic steam engines. At 7 o'clock this morning, wet and stormy, she was out there doing steam engine work.
Isn't it amazing the things you find out about people? I wouldn't have guessed that in a... Yeah.
So this is into the next frame, which is
This is frame 8.
8.
And it's a very nice break by Les, but the pressure on Kurt early, looking, might be a fine edge there. Playing with a touch aside, just to get nick around that green. Hope to clip that red on the way back, and then it's played it perfectly, centimetre perfect, as Dennis Cometti would say, the famous AFL commentator. Couldn't have played it any better. Nice pot by Les. We'll see what the former champs got left. We're still here. We've gone quiet. We're just adjusting our headsets, as I understand some of the viewers are getting some feedback.
Right, I'm back now, Robert.
And Les has just missed a crucial red when I thought he might have gone on with it then.
He's certainly left Kurt an opportunity here. Another aspect of Kurt's game that's a big positive. He really does think through his shots. You see him walk around the table 3 or 4 times and you know that his mind's ticking over as to his second, third and fourth shots.
Yep. Got a bit square on that, but he's still giving him a good chance here.
It looks easy, Robert, but they're never that easy.
No, that's right.
Kurt working out all the shots that are available.
Yeah, I think he's going to run through this red for the pink, and he's just wanting to check to see where the pink is going to be. We'll just
Whether the pink will respot.
Yeah, we're just about to find out.
Let's see.
Well, he's hitting a bit low, so he managed to change his plan and coming back for the black. Yep. So he'd be
Not sure
very, very disappointed with that. I'd suggest his first plan A may have got a kick, hence John Fraser's just come into view to clean the ball, but thought maybe his initial thoughts were to pop the red, run through for the pink, but
Yes, no, Kurt would have been disappointed with whatever happened there.
yeah,
Like you mentioned, Robert, he could have easily rolled through for the pink or for the blue. But he still has all three reds on.
yeah, that's the thing. You're seeing the same picture as we are. We can't quite see what he's doing. He's played safe.
It's another good safety shot.
Yeah. It's a little awkward for Les as well because you get a fine nick, too fine, he probably goes in off. So he's
In playing that fine shot, Les, in fact, would have an opportunity of clipping one of those reds over to this pocket on the right-hand side of the screen.
yes.
Another good safety shot.
So yeah, he's gone. He's created a bit of give Kurt a chance here. He's probably looking at the options. He's probably got shot to nothing, obviously. Wouldn't surprise me if he pulled off a long bomb, but ran the cue ball around. One part of the equation, at least.
Yes, he nearly had it tucked in behind the green.
Yeah.
He's given Les an opportunity.
Yep. Even while Les was a little rusty, obviously, over the weekend, but I've noticed his long potting, particularly on crucial shots, has been quite solid. So,
Do you think he'll take one of these on?
yeah, he's probably figuring he's not going to get too many chances. You may as well go down swinging. That's kind of been his philosophy. Having said that, he looks like he's sneaking off this for safety. So shows what a good judge I am.
Yes, this is interesting.
The danger of these sorts of shots, if you don't get them right, then obviously Kurt coming to the table.
Now Kurt will definitely take
Got
this
his
on.
kind of bread and butter thing confronting with him. He's thrown the gauntlet down to him. He's got the option of the safety as well for the second red just above the black or the long bomb. So it'll be interesting. He's weighing up what option.
Do you think he may play the red in the centre red there?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. No, he's looking.
No,
looking at
he's
the long
going
one.
for the long
Yeah,
shot.
he's going for the long shot.
He's been potting them all weekend. Fantastic shot.
Played it well. Not only this, he's given himself options. I'd be amazed if Les is not shooting from behind the brown. In other words, he's just going to touch up under the green, and suddenly Les will have some issues. He may take on the pot on the yellow as well.
Yes, it looks like the yellow.
He's taking the yellow. See what a negative player I am. I would have played for those foul and misses. But, quite clearly, a player of Kurt's ability is
It is
just about to
position.
shut the door. Just repeating for those who have come in late, we're watching the first semi-final of the 2016 Australian National Six Red Snooker Championship. Kurt Dunham leads Les Higgins 4-3. He's got a slight lead in this frame, but is looking slight favourite to take this first semi-final match. Immediately following this match will be between Carl Barrett and Alex Pace of Tasmania. Also over the best of 9 frames. It will be a replay of their recent Australian Under-21 Snooker Championship played at the Brunswick Club.
I think Kurt's contemplating taking the pink here.
Yep.
But he needs to get back up this end of the table to get on this final red.
Yes, you're right, Lionel. For the viewers watching, you'll notice that Intersalt Marsh has created a separate link just for the next match. It's just coming across your screen, same as what we're seeing.
That is a very, very good shot.
Couldn't have played it any better.
That receives nice applause from the appreciative crowd.
Unfortunately, I can't see a way out here for Les unless Kurt does his own damage. Been a great run for Les in the tournament. I don't think he thought he would make quarters and semi-finals, but he's here today playing the #1 seed and the Oceania champion, who looks likely to play off in the final over the best of 11 frames. Nice shot by Kurt.
He positioned that white perfectly, put on the yellow and stop for the green.
Yep. Oh,
there we go.
Didn't quite expect that. Well, that was unexpected, I'd have to say, Lionel.
Yes, that the crowd here's gone very quiet after that shot.
Yeah.
It provides an opportunity for Les.
Yes, absolutely. As while Les is having a shot, you'll see those impressive banners in the background from Monson Logistics, who are a major sponsor for the event this year, and it's great to have them on board. Unfortunately,
Yes.
Les has missed the yellow.
Yes, well, this is highly likely the end of this frame coming up very soon.
Yes. Les certainly had a chance with the yellow because the way the balls were positioned, he was a chance to pot out. I think this is Kurt's black from memory. The green, I can't.
It's just a practice session from here on.
Got the score up.
Beautiful ball control.
So viewers, if you're watching in the home, the #1 seed and Oceania champion, Kurt Dunham from Victoria, formerly from Tasmania, just about to turn professional, has made his way into the 2016 final. I'd like to thank Lionel Young for joining me in commentary. It's been a pleasure, Lionel. We go back a long way, and we've had a little bit of fun just chatting here today.
It's been fantastic. Thank you, Robert. And I can only just imagine how happy Rod and Kathy must be.
Absolutely. We
Coach's
pass
parents.
on our best wishes and all the best for the final, obviously.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you, Lionel.